What a finish between Portland and Golden State. Maurice Cheeks and the Blazers on the road at Golden State, and the Blazers, Ruben Patterson takes the pass, gets fouled, and sinks the layup. Blazers up by 2 in the fourth. Tied at 105 in the fourth quarter, the Warriors, Antoine Jamison, running it in. And the Warriors now have a 2-point lead. Fourth quarter, up by 2 are the Warriors. The Blazers get it to Rasheed Wallace. And I know this guy's got a bad attitude, but he's still one of the best of the game. Powers at home, and he proves it here in the fourth quarter. Rasheed Wallace needing a 2-pointer for the win. Can't find anybody past you. I'll shoot it myself. That's why the Blazers win, 113-111. After the game, though, the players had to be separated. A little jawing, I guess. Easy, guys. We're not even to the All-Star break yet. We will, by the way, go to the break with the rest of the scores from the NBA.
To another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great. All the time. All the time, God is great. Let's not wait. It's no more time. So I mentioned the Bonzi Wells, Chris Mills fight. And it was a fight that extended way beyond the basketball court. Okay. It was a confrontation that extended way beyond the basketball court. Okay. So during the 2002-2003 season, the Blazers had a game against the Warriors in Golden State, okay? And it was a close game, and Rasheed Wallace hit the game winner for a 113-111 victory over the Golden State Warriors, okay? And so of course there's jockeying down in the paint. And Chris Mills and Bonzi Wells were jostling for position. And even after Rasheed Wallace's game winner went through, they were still jockeying with each other. So, Wallace had 28.6 rebounds and 5 assists that game. Okay. So Wallace hits the jumper. Mills and Wells are still into Hangle. Okay. Portland players all come out to celebrate with Rasheed. Seconds later, a confrontation starts. Bonzi Wells and Chris Mills push and shove each other, had words. Then Troy Murphy of the Golden State Warriors came into the fray and had some heated words with Rasheed Wallace. Wallace said, "I'm going to F you up." Then Rasheed Wallace had to be held back by Coach Cheeks, Maurice Cheeks. And then here comes Jason Richardson throwing a punch at Bonzi Wells. Okay. So the referees and coaches broke up that dust up, okay? But the fans threw gum and plastic beer bottles at the Blazers as they were headed to the locker room. Wallace tried to take a swing at one of the guys who was throwing gum on him. Zach Randolph and Antonio Daniels went into the stands to try to confront the guy. But security was already taking him away. Bob Medina, who was an employee with the Blazers, carried over into the tunnel. Okay. Chris Mills wanted to come into the Blazers locker room, but he was restrained. And the visitors' locker room also had a back entrance. Okay. The visiting Warriors locker room had a back entrance too. So the back entrance to the locker room was locked. Okay. So not only that, so it wasn't only Chris Mills who tried to get into the Blazers locker room, okay? Eric Dampier and that nutty ass I'm sorry. I gotta say this. It was Chris Mills, Eric Dampier, and that nutty ass Gilbert Arenas, okay? One of the nuttiest motherfuckers ever to play in the NBA, next to J.R. Ryder. One of the nuttiest people to play in the NBA next to J.R. Ryder. Anyway. So Chris Mills, Eric Dampier, and Gilbert Arenas all try to get into the Trailblazers locker room, okay? But the doors were locked, okay? So Jay Jensen was the Trailblazers trainer, okay? And he remembers he looked out into the hallway and Chris Mills was wearing a trench coat. Blazers security, along with Golden State Warriors security, told Chris Mills he had to leave. He left, but he didn't leave. He left that particular area, but he didn't leave. Okay. So, the Portland players were all loaded on the team bus back to the airport. Okay. And the story goes, Chris Mills was looking into the bust. Chris Mills was looking into the bus. Okay. And he parked his Range Rover with his lights off. Okay. And so when the team bus began pulling off, Chris Mills and his Range Rover also began to pull off. And another vehicle actually began to pull off. Okay, so Mills' vehicle pulled off. and another vehicle pulled off as the bus was pulling off. And as the bus was going towards the freeway, the two cars, Chris Mills' Range Rover and the other car, had blocked the team bus. Okay? They had blocked the team bus. I kid you not. They got out of the cars and they started walking to the team bus, okay? And being as nutty as the Portland Trailblazers were, they had guys who were what's the famous quote they say? They had guys on the Trailblazers who were about that life, okay? And so one of the people who started to get hit up and wanted to fight the Golden State Warriors was Zach Randolph, who began to get up off the team bus. But I think it was Blazers security said, Zach Randolph, sit back down, okay? So everyone was told on the traveling side to get on the left side of the bus, opposite of Chris Mills and his friends, okay? So, Blazers security, so Blazers security began to walk off the bus, and Maurice Cheeks said, "Hey, get back on here. We can get hit past them." Okay. The bus got past the two cars, okay, but Chris Mills and his, I guess what you want to call them, friends, comrades, were chasing the bus right to the airport, okay? And so there was a FBO private terminal where the Blazers had their plane, okay? And so Blazers security, or rather J.J. Henson, made a call to the FBO private terminal and said, they're coming in hot. Make sure the gate is open, okay? And so because the Blazers team bus was being chased by Chris Mills and his friends, okay? They were being chased. The Blazers team bus was being chased. So the FBO private terminal was called, make sure the gates are open, okay? And so the bus came in, so the gate was open. The bus, I guess, flew in, and the gates closed in time to not allow Mills and his friends to get through, okay? And so some of the players on the Portland Trail Blazers who knew Chris Mills said he was packing a gun, okay? I don't know if he was packing a gun or not, but he may have been, okay? Because if you're still that bitter over what happened with you and Bonzi Wells on the basketball court, woo-wee. Yeah, if you are still bitter about that, yeah, you probably are packing a gun, because something that happened on the basketball court and you can't leave on the court. Nonetheless, Chris Mills got a 3-game suspension and a $15,000 fine. Wells got a 2-game suspension, and Wallace got $15,000 for going into the stands. Okay. Then a few days later, Chris Mills said Bonzi Wells is a punk. He's a punk. Okay. But I was watching one of the guys I follow on YouTube, Carcino for life. Okay. Everything that Carcino said matched up with everything that was described in the Jail Blazers book. Okay. So And so I remember Carson, saying Chris Mills was a nice dude, was a very nice guy. But if you cross Chris Mills, Chris Mills was, if you know what I mean, okay? So everything Carcino talked about matched everything that the book said about the Chris Mills, Bonzi Wells incident. And J.J. Henson recalls that. He said, J.J. Henson said, that was scary as hell. Okay? J.J. Henson said that was scary as hell because their team bus could have been hijacked or shot up. Okay? So that was scary. Probably scary for the coaches, security, the players. Yeah. That was one of those weird situations that extended way beyond the basketball court. Okay. Yeah, but yeah. 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 Crazy times in Portland. Those are crazy times in Portland. Anyway, that's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. God bless you all. See y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.